culture. It's what restaurant operators say is a recipe to success. And what's that recipe entail? It's a topic of today's episode of In the Mix. Hi everybody, I'm Diana Blass, bringing you the latest from Nation's restaurant news. We begin with Editor-in-Chief Sam Oches. He's in Columbus, Ohio, the home of White Castle, a 101-year-old family-run business whose culture is at the heart of its longevity.
I'm on the ground in Columbus, Ohio at White Castle's headquarters. We're here getting a peek behind the curtain at what makes this company tick.
Our number one priority is to be a best place to work.
We've got things like the slide. It pays homage to our frozen food division.
They put us to work.
Put those a little bit at an angle.
A little bit at an angle.
There you go. Sliders are steamed on a bed of onions.
I was born for this.
Nope, you gotta put the slider in
that's
first. There
right.
you go. Put the slider in first.
I was not born for
Trust
this,
me.
oh no.
Yeah.
And we learned about how 4 generations of leadership and 101 years of history have combined to make this company so special.
When your great-grandfather co-founded this brand in Wichita,
Yes.
What was the vibe they wanted to create for White Castle back in 1921?
So he really felt that the product hamburger was a wonderful, tasty product that should be available to everybody. He specifically kept the 5-cent hamburger price because he wanted everybody to be able to afford it, not just the well-to-do.
We now head to Denver, Colorado, where industry insiders gathered for Create the Future of Food Service. Nation's Restaurant News hosts this annual event, which it describes more as a festival than a conference for its lively atmosphere of demos, networking, and panels.
It is the morning of day 2. We had a great batch of sessions yesterday, gave out our Hot Concepts Awards.
People are really emphasizing, our Creators Awards winners are really emphasizing saying yes to things more than saying no. Wendy's was talking about the metaverse. They have a big presence in the metaverse, and even though it might sound weird that people like put on an Oculus headset and kind of get involved in a virtual reality world, they totally embraced that. Capriati's was also talking about saying yes to things like third-party delivery and takeout and things like that.
One of the big reasons to go to Create is the great networking, and I met a number of really fun regional operators that don't always make it to big conventions. So I'd like you to take a look at what Christian Brabeck is working on.
All right, my name is Christian Brabeck. I own a restaurant in Omaha called Good Lookin'. We're a breakfast and lunch concept that serves a mix of kind of elevated Midwestern fare, so chicken fried steak, chorizo gravy, homemade buttermilk biscuits, and we do counter style service. So you order at the counter and then have a seat, and we bring everything out to you.
So counter style, that's kind of different for a breakfast, brunch, and lunch place. Why did you decide to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So breakfast and lunch, a lot of times people are kind of on the move a little bit faster with breakfast and lunch. And so counter style service kind of gives you an opportunity to keep it very approachable for people, make it a little bit faster.
Makes sense. And why is it called Good Lookin'?
Yeah, so my background is in restaurant branding and marketing, and so I'm a huge fan of a brand that is kind of conveys an emotion rather than maybe a functional feature. And so rather than call it so-and-so's diner, so-and-so's cafe, I wanted it to be about a feeling. So when someone says, hey, good looking, how's it going, good looking, it just kind of feels good on the inside.
I think one of my biggest takeaways from the event this year is how every restaurant right now, especially dealing with labor, retention, recruitment, culture becomes a key point of differentiation as they work through all of this.
We also had the chance to investigate Denver's food scene. Many describe it as the inventor of fast casual.
Chipotle started here. Noodles and Company is based here.
But you'll still find some small chains that have yet to cross the state lines.
We are inside Tokabe. The food here is sourced mostly locally and also from American Indian tribes from around the country. We have bison ribs with a side of green chili stew. We have Indian taco and fry bread. These are, again, things that you can't find these at any other restaurant.
Now, Leanne, what's the scene like at the restaurants there in Denver? We've been reporting here at Nation's Restaurant News about the tight labor conditions and supply chain challenges, but is any of that really playing out in reality at some of the places you're visiting?
Not really. In practice, as a consumer, I haven't seen a lot of changes yet in the day-to-day restaurant going. Of course, we're here in Denver. Most of the restaurants we visited, we went on Sunday, so of course weekends are going to be the best, most staffed, busiest restaurant days. But as a consumer, I have yet to really see a huge impact of the economic situation.
So that's the latest from Nation's Restaurant News. For more coverage on any of these events and headlines, head to nrn.com. Till next time, I'm Diana Blass.